Gopijana Vallabha Giridharadhari Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Giridharadhari Yashodanandana Brajajararanjana Yashodanandana Brajajararanjana Yamudhatiravanahari Tiravanahari Jayo Radha Madhava Jaya Kunjari Vyari Jayo Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe Jayo Jagannatha Jaya Baladeva Subhadramayi Jaya Sudarsana Jayo Krishna Balaram Jayo Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Jayo Krishna Balaram Jayo Gandharvika Giridhari Gandharvika Giridhari Gaurari Jayo Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jayo Jaya Prabhupada Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskritam Naram Chaivam Narottam Devim Saraswati Vyasam Tadodayam Udare Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavate Sevya Bhagavate Uttama Sloke Bhakti Bhavanti Naistike Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Mukam Karoti Vachanam Pangu Langarete Grim Jet Kripa Tamaham Mande Sri Guru Taranam Parmananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Ishwaram Hare Krishna, welcome all the devotees for Nityam Bhagavate Sevya. Today I seek blessing from all the devotees so that I can speak Bhagavatam in the parampara for the pleasure of Krishna and the devotees and my own purification. So today we will be reciting the second canto, second chapter, The Lord in the Heart, and sloka number 15. They'll all recite along with me. It's a very interesting one. Chiram Sukham Sanam Asito Yati Yada Jihasur Imamangalokam Kale Chadesa Chamanana Sajayet Pranananiyache Namanasa Jidasu Chiram Sukham Chasanam Asito Yatir Yada Jihasu Rimamanga Lokam Kale Nadesha Cha Manana Sajayet Pranana Diyase Manasajisatsu Chiram Sukham Chasanam Asito Yatir Yada Jihasu Rimamanga Lokam Kale Chadesha Chamanana Sujayet Pranana Niyachan Manasa Jitasu. Word by word meaning. Chiram, without being disturbed. Sukham, comfortable. Cha, also. Asanam, sitting accommodation. Asitaha, being situated. Yati, the sage. Yada, whenever. Jikasu, desire to give up. Imam, this. Anga, walking. Lokam, this body. Kale, in time. Cha, and they say in proper place. Cha, also. Manana, the mind. Na, not. Sajayat, may not be perplexed. Pranana, the senses. Nyayachat, must control. Manasa, by mind. Jitasu, conquering the life where. Translation purpose is Divine Grace is Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada. Translation. O King, whenever the yogi desires to leave this planet of human being, he should not be perplexed about the proper time or place, but should comfortably sit without being disturbed and regulating the life air should control the senses by the mind. But in Bhagavad Gita 8.14, it is clearly stated that a person who is totally engaged in transcendental loving service of the Lord and who is constantly remembering Him at every step easily obtains the mercy of the Lord by entering into His personal contact. Such devotees do not need to seek an opportunity moment to leave the present body. But those who are mixed devotee allied with a fruitive action and empirical philosophical speculation requires an opportunate moment for quitting this body. For them, the opportunate moment are stated in the Bhagavad Gita 8.23 to 26. But these opportunate moments are not as important as one being the successful yogi who is able to quit his body as he likes. Such a yogi must be competent to control his senses by the mind. The mind is easily conquered simply by engaging it at the lotus feet of the Lord. Gradually, by such service, all the senses become automatically engaged in service of the Lord. That is the way of merging into the Supreme Absolute. ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्वापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं तदापि सम्पदां वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीवतापदकमलं श्रीगुरु वैष्णवां च श्रीरूपां सागरजातं सागररघुनाथां वेदान्तां सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादा सागना ललिता श्री विशाखां हे कृष्ण कर्ण सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेक्षा गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमस्ते तप्त कांचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी विषभानुसुते देवी नमामि हरिप्रे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यश्च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे नमो पंकजनाभाय नमो पंकजमालिने नमो पंकजनेत्राय नमस्ते पंकजांग्रिये हरे कृष्णा वेलकम once again for the Nityam Bhagavad Sevya. Today we will be reciting 2.2.15. It's a very interesting sloka starting from today till 21st sloka. We'll be discussing more detail because so far we are understood from the Paramatma. Today, Prabhupada Bhakta is clearly mentioned that at the time of quitting the body, you don't require the place and time. Okay, so let us understand how it works. The practice and the process of liberation of Paramatma meditators. So that's what we are discussing. So far, what we said, there are 4 limbs of this chapter. The first one is description about Virata Rupa, already we have covered in the first chapter. Description about Paramatma, that's so far we have discussed it. Is 8 inches thing, and when you meditate, he will look like a 15 years old boy. Manifest in the heart. Now third, that's also we discussed it, and now how the super soul meditating yogi attain the liberation, and how Virata Rupa yogi, meditating yogis attain the liberation. So we so far we understood about the Dharana Ashya. The object of both the systems are also discussed. It's the same only. How Paramatma meditations yogi gets liberated. That's what today's class will be discussing. So, Sahitya Mukti, Sadaya means immediate, and Mukti means liberation. This is the destruction of settled body is called the liberation. So you have know that there are gross body, this is a gross body, and settled body. That's mind, intelligence, ego, or comes under the settled body. When the distraction, when that settled body dies, then he gets liberated. The destruction of gross body is called the death. That everybody knows. When we die, this body is getting died. The settled body accompanying the soul. So what settled body role is? It is accompanying the soul from one body to other body. When settled body destroys, cross migration stops from one body to other. So This is what every devotee should understand. So here Sukadeva Goswami said, O king, when the renounced yogi is seated comfortably on his seat, desire to give up his body. So this is what the today's sloka. Yata means a renounced person or a sannyasi. Person is renounced and ready for attaining liberation. He is ready for renounced person. Yateha means a renounced person or a sannyasi. The person is renounced and ready to attain the liberation. After accepting the firm and comfortable seating posture, that's what the Ashtanga Yogi know. They have to sit properly, okay, comfortable seating posture so that they can stay for a longer time. When they desire to give up his body, he doesn't attach the mind to a particular time and place. When he wants to quit it, he doesn't require it. Like Dhritarashtra, he didn't check the time and the place. He just desired to leave the body. So many people know they just quit the body. So they don't mind a place and time. Anytime he can give up his body. So that is what is there. He doesn't get attached to this world, place of this world. So they are not attached to the place or this world thing. After conquering his life as a pranayama, so through pranayama he is conquering that. Through pranayama control the mind. So he breathing, through breathing the pranayama they control the mind and he controls the senses. Through the controlled mind he controls. So it is a chain of action. So they are trying to control the mind. So Asuhu in the sloka say that means the stage of pranayama and pranana, stage of pratyahara. So this was described giving the body by the Bhakti Mishra yogis. So how the Bhakti Mishra yogis give up this body has been discussed in this. Here Bhakti means like this is a secondary part of it. Yoga is the primary one. So not like Bhakti yogas, that's a pure love. But here Ashtanga Yoga, Bhakti is the one limb. So Bhakti Mishra yogis are Ashtanga yogis. When he desires to give up the body, lokam, he should not be attached to the time such as the Uttarayana, Dakshinayana, holy place. All the things should not be in the place. The kind of attachment you should not have. So they should not have the attachment. For the yogis, the time, place are not cause of perfection. For him, the causes of perfection is Ashtanga Yoga. For them, the main object is the Ashtanga Yoga. What to speak of the devotee? Devotee also don't care. So they don't care about the time, place. All they care about is actually the preaching the Supreme Lord. So that's why they keep traveling and preaching to monks are there. So they don't bother about whether I have to be in Vrindavan to die or Mayapur to die. So their objective to preach the holy name of the Lord. The causes of perfection is what they practice in life. So Ashtanga Yogis, the main causes is practicing in their life. So let us understand little more about this philosophy by an example. There are two examples we'll take. One from the Sri Vaishya Parampara, past time. Once the great king called Klothanga, okay, he is a Sri Vaishya king, Shiva's king. So, he is a Shiva follower. So, he wanted everyone to be converted into, he is a Chola king, so he wanted everyone to be converted into Shiva. So he was going on propagating. He wanted to change all the Vaishya also to Shiva Bhaktas. So that time one of the person advised him that there's no point in converting everybody, all Vaishnava into Shiva. Just simply catch out of the Ramanujacharya, and if he is convinced he is converted, then the whole their disciple also will get converted. So he is a very powerful Acharya in their parampara. So he told, then king also accepted. Yes, this is a very nice suggestion. So he sent a minister to invite Ramanuja for a debate. So minister, so this message is already reached Ramanujacharya and his disciple, and they know that what kind of the Kulottunga king also, Chola king. So to protect it, because Ramanujacharya is a very great Acharya. So his very dear devotees or disciples are Kureshu, and his guru is Mahapurna. So they were discussing and they decided to meet. They don't want to meet Chola king. So because Ramanujacharya is considered as an unbelievable jewel of Vaishnava. So Mahapurna, he wears a white dress. Even though he is sannyasi, he was wearing a white dress as a disciple. And Qureshi is his Ramanujacharya disciple. He was wearing saffron dress. And they put Ramanujacharya white dress, and he started, along with other devotees, he is escaping from the Tamil Nadu. They reached to Karnataka, Melkote place. So for the debate, Ramanujacharya disciple Qureshu and Mahapurna, they goes and they meet the king. They were debating on the scholars, and during the debate they outbeaten the scholars of Shiva followers, and this message has gone to king, and king has already, he has put two conditions. Either if Ramanujacharya loses, then he has to convert into Shiva Vaishnava. If he wins, then he will be killed. So that was king's plan. So now he came to know that the debaters are not Ramanujacharya. So he told the soldiers, go and unplug the eyes of these devotees and send them back to Srirangam, so that everybody get a lesson. So now Kureshu and Mahapurnas are coming to the Srirangam, and as it is, Mahapurna was very old, and his painful eyes were been removed, so he was unable to reach. But meantime, he was telling that Kureshu that I am ready, I want to leave my body. Then Kureshu said, no, just tolerate for some more distance. We are nearing that Srirangam. So in the Srirangam, you can leave the place. But Mahapurna says that no, I don't mind, I can tolerate for some more time to reach. But after reaching Srirangam, I don't want to leave the body, because I am being the Acharya. If I say that Holy Dham is a place for leaving the body, then all the followers will think that that is a more powerful. But actually, Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Sarva Dharma, in that sloka he said that surrender unto me, I will remove all your sins and I'll liberate you. So this is a promise Krishna gives, but people will think that that is not sufficient promise, so they will look for the holy dham to leave their body. So this is not a proper message. So he was, Mahapurna was telling Kureshu that even though I can walk up to Srirangam, but I will give up my body right away here. On the lap of Kureshu, he leaves the body, and this is a true devotee also. It is not necessary of the time and place. So this is a message from today's sloka, and even the Acharyas prove that. Of course, Holy Dham is a good. Holy Dham has an effect, but we are not looking the fact that. But all the same time, one cannot aspire for everything. So we should not think that if it is naturally it happens, okay. So one wanders everywhere, and at the time of death he reaches the Vrindavan and leaves the body. That doesn't give any result for him. So the other day I was hearing a lecture in that he was saying that Vrindavan Dham is where we stay and making the place is the Vrindavan. That means the mood is important. Even a person stays in Vrindavan and his conscious is not in the Vrindavan, and if he leaves the body, he never going to attain the result, expected result. Similarly, the person who is outside the Vrindavan but he is in the conscious of Vrindavan, if at the time of leaving the body, he reaches the desired result. So this is a message for the devotee also. We should that from the sloka we should understand that time, circumstances, place is not important for quitting the body. One wonders. It's not like that. It depends on the internal mood of one's surrender and how much progress he made. So this is the message for that. How much is surrendered and how much is progress, and the internal mood is important. It is not the place. So yogi is also not dependent on that. So let us take another example of our own sampradaya. So Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj, he was in the he was preaching in Gita Nagari. So when he was detected advanced stage of melanoma cancer, everyone suggested, Maharaj, please go to Vrindavan and leave your body. But Maharaj could have agreed for the proposal, but he didn't do. But he said, no, for me, where Prabhupada has come in has come here, so this is my Vrindavan. So he was highlighting that Gita Lahari is for him is the Vrindavan. So in fact, Srila Prabhupada did not come to Gita Lahari, but he wanted to come to Gita Lahari to show that how it should be done. So Srila Prabhupada, this period, he had instituted this place, Gita Lahari, for preaching purpose. So Maharaj was saying that for me, this is the Vrindavan. Out of nowhere, Krishna's, when he left the body, when he decided to stay back, so Krishna sent his dear devotees from the Barsana Dham, Ramesh Babaji, Madan Mohanji, all of them came and gave association in the Gita Nagari. It's a small town in US, Pennsylvania. So, but nearby only Ratnath Maharaj also was there, so he also was invited there for the association. He also came and met him. So we are not minimizing or diminishing the position or glories of Dham. So one should not strive all the perfection to that. It is not like that. So place, circumstance is not very key and important. This yogi, he has achieved the perfection on the strength of his practice. So Ashtanga yogis, they have achieved the perfection by the practice only. So it is not necessary for one to give up his body in a particular place or time. So that is immaterial. For yogi, time and place is not the cause of the perfection. That is not the cause of perfection. Because he was in the Vrindavan Dham or Mayapur, he is become perfected in yoga. No. He is purely the yoga alone is the cause of his perfection. With great determination, he controlled the senses by mind. So with great determination, they control the senses of the mind. Because Arjuna says that I can control the wind, but I am unable to control my mind. So these yogis are practiced this. So great determination they practice this. This implies that he merges the subtle senses in the mind. So he merges it into that. If we say that in terms of in the Bhagavad Gita, Indrani, so in that Krishna says that sense objects are controlled by senses for self-realized person. So I repeat, sense objects are controlled by senses for a self-realized soul. The sense is controlled by the mind, senses are controlled by the mind, and the mind is controlled by the intelligent, and the intelligent is controlled by the soul. So this is a basic message we should understand. What he does is, with great difficulty, he controls the mind, and which means that he merges settle the senses into the mind. The settled senses, so he controls the mind, settled senses into the mind, which means that I have no more desire and enjoying these senses. So he clearly says that. Once he controls the mind, he says that he is not enjoying the senses. The purpose of sense is to give gratification. Why senses are there? To give the sense gratification. So the yogi says that I am not interested in this kind of gratification. Therefore, my dear mind, he is commanding the mind. My dear mind, you are in control of my senses. You can take the senses away from me. So he is commanding that, please take back my senses. I don't wanted it. He offered the senses to the controller of senses, which is the mind. So he is offering it, that in the mental offering, he is offering the senses to the mind. Please take it, I don't need it. He offered the senses to the mind. So this is the message of today's slokas. So Purport clearly says that people who are leaving the body, they don't have to require the time, place, circumstances. Okay, because they have to perfect it. Whether you are Bhakta or the yogi, this is the message for today's slokas. Gatra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Prabhupada.
It should say thank you so much.